Am I the asshole for not wanting to pay for FIL's and MIL's retirement home? Husband 45M and I 45F moved far from our families. We have 2 kids on the spectrum and have created a good life for ourselves. My family has always been helping financially, while his never gave him/us a dime. MIL and FIL have built 2 houses, one for them and the other for their younger son, who stayed to live close to them. They also bought a car for him and raised/supported his kids. I, on the other hand, did everything myself, raised the kids, homeschooled them, managed all the doctors, maintained the house. So that husband can build a career. With my family's money and his skills, he built a good business. And now, 15 years after we left, MIL and FIL, both 65, say that they want to go to a retirement home. Besides being too young for this, they are also both very healthy and active. They just feel like they'd enjoy being waited on and have somebody else clean/cook/care for them. And they are expecting US to pay for this. They could easily sell their house to pay for this, but they want to leave it to their younger son since he's kind of a deadbeat. Hubby wants to commit to this. He's sensitive to his mother's wishes. But I am against it. The way I see it, they already gave the brother 1 house and nothing to us. They can afford to pay it from their house's proceedings, but don't want to, and they don't even need to be in a retirement home. The fact is, the deadbeat brother will quickly sell their house once they enter that retirement home, so they'd not be able to go back to their house. Hence, they'll be our obligation for the next 20 years down the road. I am not ready to commit to this since our kids might need a lifetime of money, support due to being on the spectrum, while Bother's kids are fine. Also, I don't think this is fair to my parents who gave us over $500,000 over the last 15 years without expecting anything in return. Am I the asshole for not wanting to pay for their retirement home? Not the asshole, and this is a hill to die on. You have a husband problem, not an in-law problem. Somewhere deep inside, your husband wants the love and attention his brother receives, and your husband may think that this is how he gets it. You and your husband need to be on the same page, and he needs to deal with his parents. It is not fair to make you the bad guy in this situation. Tell your husband before he pays for his parents' retirement home, he can pay your parents back the over $500,000 he had off of them. Once that is paid, then he can pay for his parents' retirement home alongside his divorce. Edit. Thanks for the award, Red Heart. If I were in your place, I'd tell him that he has to pay your parents back every single penny before he gives his parents a penny. From how I see it, if he is so financially stable to be paying for his parents, who is paying for their younger son, he would be financially stable to be paying back everything he took from your parents. And I have honestly been in your place multiple times. My parents help us every now and then, while his parents never helped us financially even during our worst. So every time my husband starts talking about how he wants to give money to his parents for one thing or the other, I make it a point of reminding him that if he has so much money to help his parents, we should pay back my parents too. Tell your husband that if he's going to do this, he needs to pay your parents back the money they've given you, plus an extra 50% as interest/a bonus. Then he has to set up a separate account in your name over which you have 100% control, and put money into it equivalent to double whatever he has to pay his parents for their lifestyle. See what he says then. If the situation were the same for me, and my husband told me he was going to give them money, I would serve him divorce papers. Husband is sensitive to his mother's wishes? Tough shit. Your wishes take precedence. You have a husband problem. I would also find a way of securing funds for yourself. Am I the asshole for embarrassing my mom in front of the doctor? So I, 16 female, and my mom, 51 female, went to my neurologist appointment yesterday because my migraines have been acting up like crazy lately. My mom is really into natural stuff and is giving me so many vitamins and random, natural stuff she has found online for me to take. She gets upset if I refuse to take them. The thing is, I'm not doing that out of disrespect. I do my own research, and some of the stuff she has me taking either won't do anything for my migraines, or is too much. Like she has me taking almost 700 milligrams of magnesium a day. That's insane. I brought it up to her after doing my own teacher and finding that I really shouldn't be having more than 400 milligrams a day, and she got pissed at me. She also gets mad when I refuse to read the ChatGPT articles she sends me, but I don't think it's all the accurate. Especially cause it suggested I take 850 milligrams, somehow loudly crying face. So when she was taking about all the prescriptions and medicines with my neurologist, my mom mentioned one of the pills she has me taking. The doctor suggested I stop taking it when my new prescription comes in because it also has magnesium in it. I decide to ask how much magnesium I should be having a day, and she says exactly what I have been telling my mom. Around 350 milligrams. Here's where I was a little petty. I turned to my mom and said, "I told you so," and I was playing around, but she got fr but hurt. When we got at the car, she was pissed and didn't talk to me broken heart. I don't think I'm really the butthole because I had been telling her, but she doesn't want to listen to anything that ain't ChatGPT or anyone younger than her. It's about my health, and I was just trying to show her that I know what's good for me as well. Not the asshole, and honestly she probably wasn't embarrassed enough. Your mom is going to end up damaging your organs. Vitamins and supplements absolutely can be toxic in the wrong dosages. Stop taking health advice from your deranged mother, and only listen to medical professionals. Not the asshole. I'm an RN, we need to know everything you're taking, including supplements, because dangerous interactions can occur. Magnesium poisoning is a condition where you have too much magnesium in your system. It is hard to detect until it is at dangerous levels. Magnesium poisoning can kill you. You need to tell your doctor what your mom is doing immediately if possible, so that your doctors can take the correct steps to keep you safe. ETA, not the asshole. I don't understand why people are trying to make you the asshole. You're the asshole for making a playful jab at her for slowly poisoning you with pseudoscience. Who cares if she's just trying to help, when her method of doing so is fucking around with unregulated supplements? Let me be clear. Supplement is an unregulated term. Anybody can put virtually anything in a supplement and sell it as a wonder cure, and there's no law stopping them. And she is regularly finding and giving you natural cures with AI evidence backing them? Your migraines could have had some other underlying cause that she was only making worse by trying to cure it at home. That's extremely dangerous, and she should be embarrassed. Not the asshole. You can't embarrass her by letting the doctor know what your mother is giving you. It is the opposite. He has to know exactly what you take. Give him a detailed list. Everything else is dangerous. Never hold information from your doctor ever. Your mother can't just play parallel doctor to you. She needs to trust the professionals if she really wants the best for you. Not the asshole, of course. Your body, your health. Not the asshole. Electrolyte imbalance can be really serious. Like hospitalization serious. You can't just take whatever dose you like because a chatbot told you to, and your mother ought to have been on this earth long enough to know that. If she was embarrassed, well, kind of the direct consequence of her choice to fall down the rabbit hole of pseudoscience instead of consulting actual doctors, isn't it? You were right to ask the neurologist. They're the expert. Am I the asshole for wanting to leave early to the airport for our first international flight? Me, F31, and my husband, M32, are going on our first trip to Japan for our honeymoon/1st year wedding anniversary. Our flight is in less than 2 days, and we are in disagreement as to how early we should be arriving to the airport. Our flight departs LAX airport at 11:30 a.m., and I want to be at the airport by 7:30 a.m., 4 hours before departure. He wants to be at the airport by 9:30 a.m., 2 hours before departure. For context, he has never flown international and is afraid of flying, so his anxiety is very high right now. He claims he doesn't want to end up waiting at the airport extra time before the flight because the anticipation will make his anxiety worse. I myself am anxious that if we don't allow ourselves extra time for things to go wrong and for possible traffic delays, we live 1.5 hours away from LAX. Then we could end up missing our flight. For further context, I have planned this entire trip myself with very little input from him. By his choice, because he has been anxious just thinking about flying for 12 hours on a plane. I researched, purchased the tickets, booked hotels and excursions, prepared the itinerary, and arranged for our ride to and from the airport. I am adamant about arriving 4 hours early due to a stormy weather forecast, government shutdown chaos, possible traffic delays as we approach the Los Angeles area, and also to allow time to eat breakfast and relax before the flight. He says I am selfish, an asshole, and don't care about his anxiety for possibly making him wait at the airport for a longer time before the flight. Am I the asshole? Nah. It's recommended you get to the airport about 3 hours before an international flight. I'd compromise and do that instead. Can you stay at an airport hotel the night before your flight so you are very close to the airport, don't have to worry ABT traffic, and he can chill in the comm room a bit later in the morning? LAX is a madhouse. Get to the airport 4 hours early. That's the earliest you can check in for your flight. If you both have anxiety medications, I suggest you have them with you. Or a meditation app, calming music. Anything to help pass the time. Not the asshole airlines explicitly tell you to arrive at least 3 hours early for an international flight. If you're flying in the next few days, you absolutely need to get there 4 hours early because of the reasons you outlined. Sincerely, an Angelino who has never gotten to LAX in less than 45 minutes, and I live in Hollywood, not 1.5 hours away. I have a rule. If I don't plan any of the trip, then I roll with the trip planner's agenda. You put in how many ridiculous hours of research. The man can roll into the airport 2 hours earlier than his preference. It's already a tough airport, then add it the lingering traffic controller chaos plus customs. If he continues to complain, then tell him you're going to be at the airport 4 hours early. He can plan one tiny portion of his trip and decide how to get himself to the airport in his desired 2-hour window. Not the asshole. P.S. Tell the man to get a prescription for an anti-anxiety. Not being mean, there's just no reason for him to spend so much time having anxiety over having anxiety. Maybe it's just me, but I think you may have a bigger problem here. You seem over the moon to go to on this big adventure. You've done all the planning, all the booking, all the research, all on your own. Your spouse is so anxious about the whole thing that he can't even think about planning it with you, and wants to delay even getting to the airport as long as possible. Are you sure this is something he wanted to do? Or is he just going along with it because you're so excited? I think you guys could use a heart-to-heart. Am I the asshole for not going to every single one of my husband's shows? I, 30F, and my 31M husband have gotten into many arguments over the years because he feels I don't support his music career enough, because I don't go to every single show he has or buy tickets the moment they drop. For context, he is a live guitarist in 2 different bands. I have gone to almost all of his shows whenever he plays in our state, but there have been a few times when I haven't gone because it was either A, not in our state, B, on a weekday and I have work that day/the next day, I work a 9-5, or C, I just didn't want to go because the venue was far and hard to get to. I want to say out of the 100 shows he's played in our home state, I've gone to 90-95 of them, but because I didn't go to all of them, he feels I'm not supportive enough, and compares me to the other bandmates' partners who go to every single one of their shows. I also want it to be noted that I always buy a ticket and never expect to get in for free. But he's upset that I don't buy it the moment they drop and instead wait until a week or 2 before the show to get it. This is probably where I'm the asshole in this, because the reason I don't buy it the moment they drop is because I know the show isn't going to sell out, so I don't feel a rush for me to get them. Besides this, I buy merch from the bands he's in, listen to them regularly, I'm always at the front when I'm at the shows, post their upcoming shows on my IG, always help break down/pack up at shows, and I've worked their merch booths a few times for free, which I offered to do, not because I was asked. I also have created album artwork and logos for his solo projects, and bought him gear in the past. So am I really not supportive enough because I don't always go to the shows, or buy tickets the moment they drop? Edit. I appreciate all the comments and support. This has made me feel less like an asshole. But I feel should have clarified a few things. All the stuff I do for him I do because I offer it/want to and not because he's asking me. If that makes a difference. He's been able to get me guest listed a few times, but it's not every time. I'm usually expected to buy a ticket depending on the venue/show, but I also do it to support the band. The bands he's in are his friends' projects, like they create all the music by themselves and he plays it live. How often does your husband give up his plans so he can go to work with you and sit there watching you work? Yeah, that's what I thought. Not the asshole. So you're paying to get in and working as an unpaid roadie, but somehow this isn't supportive enough? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You're his wife, not a groupie. His professional life is no more important than yours. He needs to be reminded of the importance of balance. Not the asshole. I can't get past that you have to buy tickets and merch instead of getting them for free. That, paired with the shows never sell out, makes it pretty clear he knows they kinda suck and one extra body at the show will make a difference. Your husband is ridiculous. Not the asshole reading everything you do, and you do a ton way more than I would do. It sounds like he is looking for a problem. I don't think this is about you. The only thing you may have been so nice that he takes you for granted. He's trying to find fault with you, and why he wants to do that is the bigger question. Cheating. Not the asshole Taylor Swift isn't going to all of her fiancé's games, and you can bet she's getting in for free. Tell him he doesn't get to hold you to higher standards than Taylor Swift until he starts making Travis Kelce money. Winky face.